Okay, let's do this. Child's pose starting position today. Really embrace the child's pose position today. Really enjoy it. Find that breathing. Make sure the knees are wide. I'm going to repush my mat a little bit, I think, to face that way. Your big toes are touching. You're allowing your bottom to sink into your heels, and then you melt everything down. Reaching your fingers forward, extending through the arms, letting your head and chest drop down towards the floor. And of course, this is your other position. If knees and hips don't like it, just moving from cat stretch on your elbows to an lie gaze and a bottom lift and a back dip. Yeah, so that's just kind of where your other position can be. Otherwise, enjoy this. Feel the stretch in the lower back. And then lifting your elbows off the floor a little bit more. See if you can just sway side to side. So I fix my hands in position. I'm just reaching my shoulders to the left, the shoulders to the right. Breathing. Then bring yourself back into the middle. Pause one more time. Get one more deep stretch. Reach those fingers. Lovely on the lower back. And then we roll ourselves up. Come up to our hands and knees. Set yourself up in a nice box position. Now we're going to do cat stretch. Eye gaze up. Shoulders back. Bottom up. Let the tummy dip. And then inhale, opposite way. Push the floor away, curve the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, suck the belly in tight, and then repeat. Moving in and out, holding for a breath at each point. And take it out. Start to increase your breath. Do that one more time. Curve it up. And then bring your spine back to neutral. Reset your shoulders, nice firm body. So we don't want to be dipping your lower back. Tuck the tailbone under. Take your left leg up behind you, toe pointed, and reach your right arm. Find your balance. Tuck your toes if need be. So a little two-part exercise. We're going to curl everything back in. So we get back into that arch to the back. As we pull out, the next one, we pull out and around to the side, squeezing our knee out, elbow in, lengthening away. Back to that curve, curving under, reaching out, out to the sides, knee pulls out towards the shoulder, you lengthen the leg, you curl it under. So we're going to do 8 of these. This is number 5. Although you can never really rely on me for my perfect counting. 3 more. Try not to put too much pressure into that left arm. You might start to feel a bit of pressure building in the right buttock. Okay, last one. Big tuck under, squeeze it, lengthen, take it out to the sides, extend away, and pop it down to the ground. Just going to do a little wrist stretch here. There's quite a lot of stretching today's session. Turn the palms under, press down into the backs of your hands, carefully push your body away. You'll feel a nice little deep stretch into the wrist joints. Pretty horrible, actually. Yeah. Nasty, nasty. Now your wrist does so much more than you realise, so it's important that you do give it a good old stretch out. And then gently release it off, let it settle back. Take the body weight back into that position, box position. Take your right leg behind and your left arm forward. Find your balance, tuck the toes on the left foot if you need to. We curl under, scoop the belly in, tuck everything in tight, pause, and then kick away. Whoop. So you want to try and stop for a breath. Reach away. Oh, I forgot that one. I forgot that one. Out to the side. Did you do it?
Maybe.
And out for 3.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I know you were. Dead silence. 4, halfway there. You had to have said something you were happy with, because otherwise you have to go back and do it all over again. Yeah.
If I can last 45 minutes before you remember.
Last 2, put it down and around, squeeze that knee out as high as you possibly can. This is your last one. Big reach out, squeeze it, lengthen it, and drop it. Quick curve. And then undulate back to hands and knees. Okay, I want you to drop down through your left elbow, take your right arm out to the side. We're going to work moving your right leg. We're going to work more into the left leg by moving your right leg. So set yourself out to here. Take your right leg up behind you. We tap down, we move the leg across the opposite leg and tap it down. So now I'm adducting through the hip. Allow that give in the hip. Squeeze the belly, lift the leg up into massive circles, swing it all the way around out to the outside of your hip. Inhale to pause, exhale, lift up, curl all the way around and tap it behind the opposite leg. Lift it all the way up and take it around to the side. So we're really mobilizing the hip joint, waking it up, circumduction through the body, through the hip. Feel that squeeze across the opposite leg. Feel that leg getting wider as you pull it round. 2 more. The more you fix in through your abs, the more your obliques, so side abdominals, will take over, and that's really important. Okay, when you bring that leg up, drop it around the other side of that leg, lift it up, squeeze it in, and pulse it. So really engage the abs. Feel the stretch down the right side, relax the shoulders, squeeze those thighs together, work the buttock, lengthen through the knee. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lift it up, swing it all the way around, tap it to the floor briefly, fix in that core, abs on tight. We lift the leg to a hover point in the toe, and we swing the leg up and down. Woohoo! Everyone's favorite exercise. Come on, lift it up, lift it up. 8 more, 8, 7, pull it all the way forward towards that right hand. 5, 4, straighten the knee. 3, abs on tight. 2, and pop it down. Take it for a little walk. Take your body for a little walk. Dropping down to your elbows as you open your legs wide. So my left leg is also open wide. I'm going to turn the toes out on my left leg. I've fixed the outside edge of my right foot into the ground. I'm going to inhale, lengthen out through the spine, and exhale, sink my hips back and down. Nasty little stretch. Now, if there's any point, any pressure on that knee on the floor, you just bring the knee back underneath your hip, and then just slide your right, push your hips back a little bit further and pop your bottom down into the floor. And then that's a stretch without the pressure on the knee. And breathe. See if you can go back a little bit further, drop your hips a little bit further. And on your next breath, bring your right hand back to the floor. Use it to swing the leg back in again. And drop down to child's pose. This time, bring your hands interlacing behind the base of the spine. Lower your head and chest to the floor. Curl into a little ball. And then lift your bottom slightly, roll onto the top of your head, and lift your arms up and overhead. Stretch the shoulders. If this isn't for you, you can just stay here and stretch here. If you don't like being in child's pose, then just rest your head down on the floor, your bottom up in the air, and release your arms here. They are 3 different positions, but make sure you really roll to the top of your head. So your neck is in a neutral position. You're not hyperextending or flexing through any part of your spine. Should feel slightly uncomfortable on top of your head. Whoops. Stretch those arms a little bit further. Come on, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Hands to the floor. Tuck your toes under. So fan your feet, so you're spreading your toes. Bring the knees in together and sit back into your heels. Enjoy this. If knees don't like it, obviously use your hands to take some of the pressure off. Or even if your feet don't like it, just come here. Take your left arm up, bend it behind, or your right arm up, sorry, bend it behind. Swing your left arm behind and interlace your fingers. If they do not interlace, I suggest you use a band, a strap, or a towel to get hold of your, hand, strap, or towel behind the back and walk your left hand up your back. With a strap. You instinct, you are. And as soon as you've got that positioning, you'll feel anything that's going on in the feet has disappeared. Push your elbows back and away. You can take this stretch further if you wish, which means you roll forward, don't bash your head, tuck your chin, lift up the back of the head again, and push the elbows away, just like we did with the hands linked behind the back. Push the elbows as far away from the floor as you can go, up towards the sky. Take one more breath. If you're rolled forward, use your core to roll back out, and then everyone's going to release the top arm and the bottom arm and give a little shake. As soon as you shake, okay, we're dropping down to the right elbow, left arm out to the side, taking the left leg up behind. Squeeze across the inner thigh and tap the leg down to the opposite side of that leg. We exhale, lift all the way up, take a big circle and tap down to the outside of the hip. Inhale, exhale, all the way around, tap. Inhale, exhale, all the way around, tap. So just keep thinking, I feel this in my stomach the second I drop my leg to the outside of the hip. So it's a really good core exercise, as well as that big mobilizing exercise. Squeeze those inner thighs together. 3 more taps there and back. Get those legs wider, bigger, huge circles. I'll do one last. Tap behind, and I'm going to pause. So feel that length through the left side of the body, lift up, and let's press that leg. So lengthen through the knees, squeeze the butt. Try and get it as high as you can, squeeze together. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pause it there, lift it all the way up, swing it all the way back around, pause on the ground. Reset, abs on, back flat, tummy in. Let's point the toe, lift the leg to a hover, and let's go up and down that leg. You're trying to keep it as far forward as you can. The left side of my tummy muscles firing up here to control that move. Keep it going. Come on, keep it going, up and down. Put it forward. 8, 7, 6, 5. Come on, bigger. 3, make the last 2 the best yet. 2, and release. Take for a little slide down your mat. Walk your elbows into the center. Keep that knee wide on that right foot. Turn the foot out. Lengthen out through the spine as we inhale. Push your left foot firmly down into the ground and swing those hips back and down. Drop into the inner thighs. Feel the reach, feel the length, feel the shoulders relaxing. Nice long deep breath. Two more breaths. Let's go a little bit deeper. Come on, push the hips back and down. And then remember to come out. We take our left hand to the ground. We move our bodies back into the middle. Tuck the toes. Sit back into those heels again. So if it feels too much, you can just come out there and then ease back in. So this time we take our left arm up and over, our right arm, I'm going to give it a bit of a helping hand, it's tight this side, behind the back and interlace. Use a strap or a band or a towel if you need to. Once you've got hold, open the elbows behind. Imagine you're pulling your shoulders back behind you. Hard on the side, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you have the option to stay here. Enjoy that stretch into the feet, shoulders, arches of your feet, toes, wherever. If you want to go further, you lift up. You need to curl right under, tops of the head to the floor. Yikes, my shoulder, and push those elbows away. My arms hate this. I'm not even quite sure if I can bear this. Try and lift your elbows up away from the ground. I'm going to come back to here. It's too much for me down there today. My shoulders are very tight. Take another long, deep breath. If you're on the floor, roll it up. Pause here. And then free your top arm, and then free. Yikes. My arms just died. Free the sun. Woo. Good. Bring yourself down onto your elbows. Tuck your toes under, dolphin. So we lift up into a dolphin, which is downward facing dog on the elbows, to make a beautiful triangular position through the arms. It allows you to have quite a strong base. It gives your head and neck a lot of freedom. And I like to bend, extend, and walk through those legs, pushing out into the heels, extending through the knees, enjoying that calf stretch. Pause. And all I want you to do here is bend your knees underneath those hips, lift your eye gaze, and pause in a hover. Look at me. So my knees are down here. We take one leg out, the other leg out, rock forward onto the tips of the toes, push back into the heels, then pull one knee in, other knee in, and lift into dolphin. That's your little combo. We inhale, exhale, lower the knees to a hover and pause. Take one leg out, other leg out, drop to a plank. Roll forward onto the tips of the toes, push back into your heels, then lift the hips as I pull one knee in and the other knee in, and push into dolphin. There's your release. Breath in. You ready, Tom?
Doesn't feel like a release.
Inhale, exhale, knees to hover. Eye gaze forward, back flat. Take one leg back, other leg back, plank. Roll forward onto the tips of the toes. Push back into the heels. Lift the hips, pull one knee in, other in, dolphin. Make sure you really push your chest low towards your thighs here. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, lengthen the spine. Step back, plank. Roll forward, push back, lift the hips, step it in, dolphin. Heels to the floor, extend those knees, lift your bottom, and then drop your knees down to the floor. Release into child's pose, let the arms relax. And then we look forward, bring ourselves down onto our tummies. Find a breath. Take our arms in front. We're going to lift the left leg, right arm, the head and chest. We're taking it out to corners of the room, back into the middle, drop it down, swap to the other side. Right leg, left arm, out to the corners of the room, back into the middle, and straight back down. So I can feel my hip bones pushing down into the floor as I lift the leg. So I know then that if both hip bones are on the ground, I'm keeping my pelvis in line. And then I'm abducting my legs using my outside of my buttocks, squeezing back in and down. Four more of these. Inhale, reach, center, and down. Last two. Last one. And just release off. Take the feet wide, bring the fingertips to the side of the head. We inhale, lift up through the upper body. Exhale, do a little side bend. Reach towards the thighs, back to center, side bend to the other side, reach to the thigh, and so on. So we are side bending, encouraging that motion through the waistline, and then we do a little reach, work the core. The higher you go, the more you're going to work your back, extend the muscles. Pull the shoulder blades together, don't let the elbows collapse. And then again, pin the hips to the ground, squeeze the butt, push your legs heavy into the floor. My toes are pressed down. Put pure connection through every part of your leg as best you can. Keep it going, lift up a little bit more. I'm going to do 4 more reaches. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Make a pillow, relax the body, take a wriggle. Bring your arms down by your side. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. Inhale, lift the arms into a hover. Lift the chest. Lift one leg and squeeze the arms as high as they will go, and lower everything back down to the other side. Lift up, other leg, lengthen. Just keep breathing. See if you can lift your arms a little bit higher, squeeze them in. Now turn your palms, they're facing downwards, and carry on. Pulling them up, squeeze them together. Keep them quite close by towards your thighs. 4 more. Last 2. 1 more. Lift up. And then carefully drop your hands to the floor. Let your shoulders drop. Take 2 breaths, just resting your head to the ground. Interlace your fingers behind the base of the spine. Equally interlace them. We're going to lift up 1 more time. Head, chest. Arms lift away from your back towards your heels. Lift the legs. And then swim hip legs. Power from the buttocks. Bring your legs a little bit closer together. Let's go. Come on, as fast as you can. Shop those legs. 8, 7, 6. Lift your arms. 4. Lift your chest. 2, and release. Turn your head to one direction. Let your arms drop. 2 breaths. And the other way. Take your hands up in line with your shoulders, palms facing down. Now I'm going to take my eye gaze to the left. I'm going to slide my left hand into my elbows, so my hands on the floor, and I'm going to turn my body to the side. Then I'm going to bend my left foot behind my right leg, and I'm going to continue to turn and twist till I get stretched through my right shoulder. Are you feeling that, Tom?
Yeah.
So if you need to adjust your arm, that underneath arm, then do so. It's quite a strong stretch. Not the best stretch to do if you are quite prone to dislocation in the shoulder.
Surely that's the one you did before you start stretch.
Maybe. And then carefully just roll it back to the middle, slide the arms back to T, bend your right elbow in, turn your body first of all, then pop that right foot behind the left leg and just rotate, spinning the stretch down the other arm. This can be extremely strong. You're very tight in your shoulders. Me and Tom quite open our shoulders so that we get quite a good range here. but some people really do struggle. So just listen to your body, as always. It's right in that joint. Fabulous. Okay,
Didn't know I was opening my shoulders.
You are.
Oh,
You
that's
bring
it.
yourself back to the middle. Bring your hands underneath the shoulders. Carefully transition yourself back up. Stretching those wrists again. Turn the palms under. Push your body weight back as you push your body weight into the backs of the hands. You do a lot of weight training. This is a really good way to stretch, to release them. Your wrists do so much in weight training, so you need to free them. Okay, turning back. Woo! People go funny. Tuck those toes under, downward facing dog. Okay, so we all know downward facing dog is a triangle position for the body. You want to get a nice deep knee bend to start with, and as soon as you bend those knees, it allows you to lift your bottom and then melt your head and chest down. Full extension through the arms, spread your fingers, take all the weight into every finger and thumb, and then push those legs straight as possible down to the floor. Then take a little walk, bend the knees. So we are going to do a little rolling motion. So push the heels back a little bit, slide your toes, and then we roll forward. And as we do, pull your right knee around the outside of your elbow, return the foot, and lift the hips. Then roll forward, left knee to the outside of the left elbow, return the foot, lift the hips, and so on. And make it slow, make it graceful, make it flow the body. Make your core really active. In order for me to get my knee up towards my elbow, I come right onto the tips of toes on that moving plank. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. You can just roll here and then lift back up again. If you're really struggling, you can drop your knees, lift your bottom and just watch roll forward, pull the knee that side, put it back, and then so on. 2 more, please, guys. Guy. And then pause in downward facing dog. Lift the hips, heels down, breathe, squeeze the belly in. Take 1 more breath. Now lift your left leg to the sky. Big, big lift. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Bend the knee, open that hip out to the side. So I'm turning my hip to the left by pushing my shoulders back around to the center. My right leg is as straight as possible and as parallel as possible. We inhale to pause. Exhale, turn the hips, square them off. Look forward, come forward, pull the thigh in towards the chest, pause there, drop your hips, hold a plank. For 8, 7, pull the thigh up towards the chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, pigeon. You know, like my plank drops into pigeons. So I'm doing pigeon on my left leg, my knees to the left, my foot to the right. I sit tall and I sit equally in my hips. So if you feel you've got your stretch, you might want to go deeper, you might take your knee a little bit further away. Let's try twist. Left hand on the floor, right arm feet's under. So we're trying to twist without falling. I think I might fall today. So go as far as your body allows you to. Ideally, your head's on the ground, but mine's not. Tom's got it. And what you don't want to do is collapse into your right leg. Okay, you can just easily just fall in, and there you go. That's nice and comfy. We don't want to be comfy. We want to stay equal. And most importantly, as you breathe, let your body just sink into that left side. The weight in your left side. So Tom, come back up onto your left hip. You dropped into your right. You've fallen.
Yeah.
And then try and twist without dropping into the right side. Yeah, under.
I can't do that.
I know, it's difficult. There we go. Okay. You don't have to, you can stay here. And then just very carefully bring yourself back onto your elbows, push down into your left buttock, swing the right leg around in front of you, keeping your left leg bent in this position. If it's not for you, it's nice to support it underneath a block or a ball, or just free it somewhere more comfy. So this is this leg we're going to stretch. As soon as we come into the position, you're slightly wonky. So what I want you to do is put your fingers either side of your thigh and just slide your right butt cheek back an inch or two, and it slots underneath your hip bones a bit better. Then lift up. Then we'll reach into the spurt. Again, use a prop, use a strap, use a band, use your leg bent to grab. Your left hand is your dominant hand this side. So we hold you onto the foot or the leg of the left arm. And then you're going to reach away, almost slightly twisting to the right. And what you want to do is get the hamstring stretch on that right leg, but also the rotation is going to stretch the rib cage, the lower back. And then drop the shoulders and just breathe as you melt down. Just give in to any tension. Just a couple more breaths here. And then carefully just ease off the foot. Slide your hands back in. Lift up tall, roll the shoulders. And I want you to just pull the knee in here, sole the foot on the floor. Reach up tall, take your arms forward, sink through the belly, roll back. And I want you to bring your hands together, interlace fingers with a pistol clip clasp. We're going to lift the right leg, drop back down. Sink down, lift up. Going. 2 more. We're not here for long today. Hold this one up if you can. Reach, 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 reach. Hold it. Abs on. 5, 4, 3, 2. And bend it. Roll it up. Grab the shins. And lift yourself. We're going straight to the other side on this one. So straighten your left leg. Keep your right leg bent. Lift up. Arms forward, pistol grip. Fingers pointing, sink back, pause, and let go. Reach up. Oh God, how much are you doing this side? 3. Come on, work those tummy muscles. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's the box? 9. And hold, scoot the belly in, 5, 4, 3, 2, and roll up, and lift up. So let's stretch out the hamstring on this side. I want you to take the right leg in, the left leg out. Hands to the floor and pull your left hip back an inch or two, so you're slotting your feet back into place. Lift up and stretch the arms. And let's reach that leg. Your right arm is your dominant arm. You need to stretch and drop lower down. Reach, reach, reach. Okay, so we're using this time your right arm to go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Reach it, sink the head, sink the chest. Reach a little bit deeper, feel the stretch going down through the right side of your lower back. What am I doing the wrong side? Go a little bit deeper, come on. 2 more breaths. And then ease it off. Slowly roll out, lift up, use your fingers to support that elevation of the spine. And then this leg is gonna flip around behind. You immediately come up as if you're doing a pigeon, but we're gonna immediately transition into downward facing dog, and we'll end up with a pigeon as our last place. Take a little walk. So remember, always bend your knees, lift your hips, lengthen the spine, ground down, strong through the hands. Take a little walk, about 4 or 5 times on each leg. Just getting into those calf muscles, and then you pause and push your heels down into the floor, squeeze the belly, lift up. So we've floated forwards. We're doing exactly the same thing. Our knees coming outside of that elbow, and then we push back. If you want to be really funky, you can do a tricep dip at the same time on this round. I don't think my upper body strength is going to take my body weight at the moment. Oh. And push it up. It's totally optional. You can drop those knees again if you need to. Big lift at the top, float it down, strong on that core. Come on, let's work deep, deep, deep. 4 more. Don't rush it. One more. Let's do this. Now we lift up. Take a pause. Look forward. Take a body weight forward. Bring our right knees in. Pull the thigh up towards the chest. Strong hold. Hips down. Make a plank. Push through that back leg. 3, 2, and land it. Good. Slide the left leg back. Sit equal on those hips and lift up. Relax those shoulders. Whew. So when you found your stretch, lean a little bit more into the right. Swing the left arm under and see if you can come down the side. I'm just going to collapse if I even try this, especially this side. So on tight side. Let all the weight fall into that right buttock. Oh, there. Long, deep breaths. If the twist isn't for you, just come onto your elbows. You still get a strong stretch. If you're in your twist under, come back onto the elbows, pause. Come up onto the hands. Move shoulders back, tuck your toes under, lift up. Into that downward facing dog, one more bend and extend. Be a little bit softer through the spine this time. Then bend the knees, walk your hands all the way to your feet. Catch your big toes. Bend the knees even deeper, and then drop your head and chest down into those thighs. So your sacrum, the lower back stretching out here. Use your arms to forcibly get the chest down. And then if you wish to take it to the hamstrings, push the backs of the knees away. Straighten out those legs. Then carefully release the toes, scoop the belly in. Let's roll up through the spine. Carefully, carefully, carefully. You lift the chin and roll the shoulders. Stand tall. Lift your palms. Raise your arms up. So hold the palms, push your palms away. Back here. And take your side bend over to one side. Make sure you squeeze the butts. About reach. And then inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. Then inhale, center, reach up. And then release the arms, take a shoulder roll, bring your hands together, give yourself a bow, and give yourself a clap. Thank you all. As always.